Let's talk about it. Come on and shout it. I talk, you talk, we talk. Women talk life. It ain't no surprise. Baby, you could see if you would open up your eyes. You won't understand if you can't open up your mind. So let's stop wasting time when women talk live.
And welcome to an episode of Women's Talk Live with your girl APJ.
I'm your girl SassyScribe.
And this is Elle, Boogie.
All right, y'all. So we got another inside joke, y'all. Inside joke.
Inside.
We got another interesting show for you today. We're talking about Purple Revolution, and for all those folks who, as me and Sassy are, it's not about Prince.
It's not about Prince. Although that is the only Purple Revolution that I recognize.
Exactly. So, but yeah, no, it's kind of different. So I'm only going to do two little known facts for this. Okay. But the first one is the idea of a purple revolution originally referenced a wave of international color revolutions, such as the Rose Revolution in Georgia, orange in Ukraine, and cedar in Lebanon, where Pacific colors became emblems of democratic change and popular resistance. So, kind of gives you a background of where these colors came from, how they came about, what they represent, so on and so on. So, all right. And the second one is, while Purple Revolution is frequently invoked by unity and reform movements, it has not always been an official term adopted by major parties or the majority of the public. It's more often promoted by activist communities and as a media symbol, which is the Prince symbol. For a long time he was a symbol.
He was known. I think it's pronounced the glyph, or something like that.
Yeah.
So, he revolutionized music and letting the musicians know how important it was to own their masters. He really did. He really did.
Yeah.
That's when he wrote "Slave" on his face for Warner Brothers, and because I'm a Prince fan.
Okay, we're not gonna go down this Prince rabbit hole. Did we just tell the people?
Really quickly.
Yeah, but I mean, it kind of ties in
really quickly. He basically
pay homage. Go ahead, ladies. Pay homage to the great and late Prince.
He owned his masters, and he just wanted to make the world know that they were his. So he wouldn't even play the full songs. He would do a medley of maybe like a minute each, not to give Warner Brothers the spins. Is it April, the BDS spins?
If you play a certain amount of time of a song, then they get pretty much
royalties from it.
So
okay,
yeah.
So, and he was clever in not doing that, and he was. Yeah, so he created that revolution. So
right now,
more artists pay attention.
Well, that originate from not only him, but it originated with Sam Cooke. Because Sam Cooke was a big advocate for Black music, and he felt like Black artists were being taken advantage of. So he wanted to start a company. Yeah, he wanted to start a company that the masters, own the publication, management, like a whole all-in-one under one umbrella record company for Black artists. I think that is why they killed him, because Black music was big money, and if he was to do something like, he was going to pick off all of those Black artists at that time that was popular to come underneath this label, and people would have to go to that label to get whatever it is that they wanted as far as Black music. But he wanted Black people and Black artists to own their masters, to own their publications, to basically any writing, like when you write music, you get royalties from that. So he wanted it to be all under one umbrella. And I think that's why they
Maybe,
knocked him off.
maybe
But
we
you
can
know what? They
find a
said the
person
same
in the
reason that they
entertainment
charged.
industry to come on and talk.
You know, they said that that's why they charged Bill Cosby because he was starting the network and he was going back to like his original programming of educating blacks about their history and so on and so forth.
No, he
So
wanted to
they're
buy. No, he
He
wanted to
wanted to
buy
buy
a major
NBC
network. Yes,
network.
ABC. He
Yeah,
was on the. He was literally on the cusp of getting that deal done, and then
a
all the
hundred
stuff came
million
out.
dollars. Yeah.
and last
So
tangent, Michael Jackson when he was
Yes.
getting the Beatles catalog and all. Yes, so all right. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah.
yeah.
He
So
got
Back
the
to the
Beatles
Purple
catalog,
Revolution.
not when he wanted to get it. He got it, and
yeah.
We
Sony
need
didn't
to do
like
a
it.
show
But
on me. We need to poll and see if
anyway,
people want to hear about our theories on our black artists and media in
Yeah,
music. I
yeah,
think that
yeah.
would be a really
We
good
should.
episode.
Yeah, we should. We should definitely try to see about maybe getting an artist. I have to see who I
right.
still am in
Because
contact
you know,
with.
you really want to know. You know, you want to know.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
you want to know.
yeah. All right. So
So,
Black Revolution.
so
What we got?
the the Purple
Purple.
Revolution. So
Oh,
I
Purple
remember when we
Revolution.
were
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I done got
when we
all
were
into black.
We the Black Revolution.
well, yeah, but the Purple Revolution is relevant to the Black community. So, for those of you who don't know, I've been doom scrolling on Twitter. I mean, not Twitter, on TikTok for a minute and different social media platforms. And that's when I first heard about this Purple Revolution. And for those of you that aren't aware, red and blue makes purple, right? So, you have people who are now being deeply financially, emotionally affected by this current administration's implementation of Project 2025, which we have been screaming about for the last 10 years about this Project 2025, and no one listened and no one believed us. So now that these people that are being deeply affected, they want people to extend it. They're trying to extend an olive branch. So it's basically people on the right who have bastardized the word woke, Black community's word of woke. They've now woken up,
Mm,
right? So they've woken up to what's going on with this whole administration and all of the bullshit that they're doing. So now they want to extend this olive branch to the Democrat. The right wants to go to the left and come together in unity. And Black people, because everyone that I've seen on TikTok has been Black, Black people is like, it's not happening. It's never going to happen. We, on November 5th, 2024, had our revolution by voting for Kamala Harris. 92% of Black women, 80% of Black men. Also, in 2016, 59% of Black people voted for Hillary Clinton. Now, that was a drop in voter turnout for Black people, but we still took and told y'all,
mm.
and you didn't listen. So, like, I mean, isn't that what the old people say? I took and told you, and you still didn't
So
listen.
So
So
now,
it's
so
hard hat
now,
make us off behind.
yes, indeed. So now
so now,
they,
Black women are save a hoe.
well, not only that, now
Mm.
they're calling us cowards for not stepping up and helping them. No, we're not cowardice.
Whatever.
November 5th, 2024, we did our job.
Mm,
We did our job. And you got some people, when I look in the comments, you have some people's like, oh, this, I'm a white man, I'm a white woman, I voted for her, I did this, I did that. It wasn't enough for y'all. It wasn't enough. The same way with the Latinos and the Hispanic community. Now they want us to come together in solidarity when you've been aligning yourself based on your skin tone, because the browner ones, you can't really do it. But those that are white facing, you've been aligning yourself with whiteness. And it affected you too. You had people voted for this who was married to an immigrant and they got deported. So now that it affects you, now you want people to have empathy. When you showed no empathy, you voted for zero empathy. So there were a couple of points that I looked at. So there was one, the first point is identity based political alignment, right? So I'm going to give you the explanation. So it says race remains a powerful predicator of party affiliation and voting behavior in the United States. Black voters, not all of us, because I know a lot of independent Black voters, but they lean left. Black voters often align parties with the Democratic parties, and it is based on our shared identity, our perception of Which party is more likely to protect our rights? And now everybody is seeing that in 4K. They're experiencing it in 4K,
Mm-hmm.
but they want us to be on the front lines and again use our bodies because we know once we get out there what's going to happen.
Right.
We all understand that.
Yeah.
It's unspoken. And collectively, I'm so proud of us as a community. We've all sat back and sipped our tea and rested. I'm serious. Do you see any of us? You may see a smattering stupid youngins that are out here in some of these marches, but you don't see us overwhelmingly out here doing this. You just don't. And
Yeah.
Kim, I knew that you was that this was something that you would like, this purple revolution, because you hadn't heard of it. So I want your thoughts on it.
I mean, it's kind of. I'm not gonna say that I disagree with people
Hmm.
because hindsight is something. A lot of times I think a lot of poor people, poor white people, were sold this bill of goods. I think, you have the miseducation of the Negro and you have the miseducation of the white man. You were told that, because you were white and because you were a male, that you were attributed with certain superpowers and, you had certain benefits that superseded everything else because even before the suffrage act, like women couldn't vote. And then you have white women who came that still have that victim mentality where you want to play on our side, but you want to run back over to the other side for the benefits. And I think the reality now is money don't care what color you are. It's all about power of the 1%. It's not even the 1% anymore because now you have like three or four people who really run
The country.
not just the country, the world in terms of their self-effacing beliefs about who they are, and they're all white men and they
Hmm.
all still have that same mentality. They just have the thing about Zuckerberg coming out talking to the conniving thief on an open mic. And he had asked him, how much do you think that you would make in terms of put out for your project, how much you're going to spend? And he was like, $68 million over the next 3 years. And so that was on camera. And then when
A
they took
hot
him
mic.
off camera, a hot mic. He said, "I hope that number was good for you. What number would you like me to say?" Like, there's no accountability. So I really don't think you should run over and ask for people who told you, who knew, who were already impacted negatively by the system. I think you got to take your talking to. I think you got to go through, the shit that we went through. And yeah, we sit back because we're not uncomfortable with being uncomfortable. That's the whole thing.
and
If you
that's
look at Wall
and that's
Street,
what they
you got
are.
people who
They're
jumped out
not
of
they're not
buildings
comfortable.
because they lost money. You know what I mean? If you lose your
Hmm.
money, you have a lot of people who cannot take that, who will like literally murk their whole family because they lost their job or because the economy crashed or whatever. Black people been uncomfortable forever since the beginning of time, but we find a way to resonate and strive and be better than in that uncomfortability. And I hate to say it, it's a survivalist instinct, a survivalist attitude. But yeah, don't come over here thinking you get a sob story. I don't want to be a part of your pity party. I
Well,
don't.
what I don't understand is people the same way that people immediately made Disney lose what almost $4 billion by canceling subscriptions. All people got to do, but we're so ingrained in convenience. If people as a whole said fuck Amazon, fuck Prime, and canceled everything, because that's how he got there.
Mm-hmm.
But
I mean, but with
you
that same
can't.
mentality, you got to think of who Amazon employs. You can't tell inner city people who get their jobs and their benefits from Amazon to not work or want that job to go away. You have to
I
be able to
understand
give
that.
them something different. And so, a lot of people, if it's the hand, don't bite the hand that feeds you. But the system is set up that way. You don't want smaller entrepreneurs. As soon as people come out with ideas or techniques, bigger corporations want to buy them out. If they don't sell, they slander the reputation of the product. And so it's only, I hate to quote him, but I saw an interview with Puffy, and he was saying about how when he goes into a boardroom, he's still that in, and they still try to marginalize him out and make him want to feel like he's got to be grateful for the, for what he got. He was like, still in that room, I'm still like one black man who still got to listen to all the rhetoric of white men and their level of superiority and wanting to give me crumbs and think I should be grateful. And that's real truth, no matter where we go. So the Purple Revolution, stay on your side, take your talking to. You did this mess, you go clean it up. You know how I go. If you, what is it? If you sprinkle when you tinkle, be a sweetie, wipe the seedy. All right, wipe the seedy. Let's go. Wipe the
But I
seedy. Let's
mean,
go.
again, people don't understand. Like I said, you have a whole movement now that is now blasting black women because people understand this, and y'all can get mad, y'all can write us or whatever. We
And
carry everything. We carry everything. We carry
change does
the
not happen without
basically.
a black woman behind it.
It doesn't. It doesn't. It does
And
not.
that's
I saw
across
a
all
video.
genres.
People don't understand the I saw somebody said asked what is black privilege, and then it was like one of those split screens where this black woman was asking what's black privilege, and this white guy came in and he said it's black privilege is not aging, and then somebody in the comments said that's because we don't live with hate in our hearts. And it made
Very
me
true.
reflect that a lot of people that voted for this administration truly lives with a lot of hate in their heart. And it came to this realization like, who knew so many truly awful people were out here? I mean, we knew we had some bad actors, but 70 million?
But you know what? When you look at the pictures of, the 60s when they were spitting at the little girl going to school by
Ruby
herself, or the
Bridges.
Little Rock Nine,
Ruby
thank
Bridges,
you, or the Little Rock
who's
Nine,
still alive.
those people, those people became parents and grandparents. And so you can't think that that ideology just happened to die out. Like, it's passed down through generations. And so if you have 1,000 people out there, you have to think of what those 1,000 people represent. Because me as one person, if I have 6 kids and those kids have kids too, that's 12. I've influenced 18 people, not to mention the generations that come after that. So it's not like that ideology died. They just took it behind closed doors. They took off their mask and put on suits. There was a lady on, I really like, I don't think it's TikTok. I think it's one of the ones with the little camera, the colorful one. I'm sorry, I ain't
Instagram.
that tech savvy, but Instagram. Thank
Instagram.
you. It was a yeah, it was
That's
a
a way to
lady.
describe the one with the little camera.
Yeah, the one with the little camera. Um, and she was telling somebody in her family, she sounded Italian, but she was like, you have to know that if you voted for Trump, you voted the same as the KKK. She was like, you voted against black people, trans people, Mexicans. She was like, you gotta be an evil motherfucker. And they was like, she go to church all the time. She was like, fuck her, and she was going off, but she's right. Like,
Hmm.
you doubled down and knew that this man was a misogynist. You doubled down and you knew that he had pedophile tendencies because of the connection to Epstein. You doubled down when he talked that nonsense about racism and the way he talked about
Eating
his
dogs and
daughter,
cats.
yeah, all those things. When he called, Puerto Rico a shithole country, like, you knew these things about this man, and you still went into a ballot box and you voted for him. And so you get what you voted for. Now we have to bear the brunt of it, but shit, we've been bearing the brunt of every bad choice y'all have ever made since the beginning of y'all having us, bringing us over here.
You know
Well,
So
what really
yeah,
only
what really got me is what he's mad that Bad Bunny, who's Puerto Rican, is playing at the Super Bowl. You know what he said?
yo, they hot.
This is the he said he was gonna talk to the president of Puerto Rico. Motherfucker, you the president of Puerto
You
Rico.
are
The
the
fuck?
president.
yeah, I heard that.
I'm
I
gonna
heard
talk to the
that.
president of
It's
Puerto
just,
Rico.
yeah, it
And I'm
makes no
saying to
sense.
Oh
myself,
wow.
this is the man y'all voted for. Remember when they had the hurricane and he was throwing them
But you
paper
said
towels? What the
Biden
fuck was
had
them
no
paper
mental capacity. Biden was too old, had no mental acuity. This idiot is, he just makes us look so. like a shithole country.
Yeah, only thing I can say, if you want to start a purple revolution, fine, have at it. The only way you're gonna show me that things need to change or you're fed up is next year. Get your ass out and vote.
Yep.
That's the only how. I mean, if you want to talk about us coming together or whatever, let's come together next year when it matters and start voting these Republicans out of Congress. That's that's how you can show, okay, let's come together. Let's come together and get some of these motherfuckers up out of office. That's how we come together.
But I just read that a Republican just bought the Dominion voting machine company. So that doesn't make me feel secure at all, because now we don't have Musk. And you notice how he just faded. You know, he just faded to the background. Like,
of course, because he had no choice.
He faded to the background.
He had no choice. He really didn't have a choice. So, what else was he gonna do? Somebody had a side conversation with him, and he was just like, okay, I'm not gonna sit up here and lose money and lose my company. He's a businessman first and foremost. He's not gonna sit up here and lose nothing behind this idiot because he can't keep his. He's like, shit, let me focus on what I gotta focus on. So, but I mean, that's the only thing I can say. I mean, they're trying every and anything to
get us out there.
The vote with California, Texas. I mean, and then now they're up in uproar because California wants to change, but Texas is okay. And, you know, other states, you have Ohio and all of them. So it's like you're trying to fix the vote, and they're upfront about what they're doing. Yes. That's my thing. Yes. They ain't hiding. They're upfront about it.
But no one.
They were already upfront about everything.
But not to this extent.
But no one believed them. And when he said he didn't know anything about Project 2025, and then just went and had a meeting with the architect of Project 2025.
Yeah.
And finally, it broke through that Fox News bubble because they had to report on it. Mm-hmm. But of course, they spun it like he didn't know. So that's another thing that why Black people, to the second point, this is another reason why Black people aren't going out there, because it's the risk of that tokenism. Because we know that historically, all of these movements of inclusivity, they always end up using our support, using us symbolically, right? And then nothing changes. We give them the power and nothing changes, and we still at the end of the day get the shin of the stick. So that's why we out here with our boots on the ground.
Right. Now, at the end of the day, I mean, hell with the movement. I mean, come on. We got too many damn movements. At some point, a movement, we out here marching, out here having speeches. Fuck the speeches. Fuck the marching. Let's stop the movement. Let's start doing some shit. And the only how we gonna do some shit is if we do it with our money. We see they can't fix that shit. If we stop spending and we stop, like you were saying, subscribing, that shit they can't fix unless something changes. So my thing is, unless we are in an active way of really doing something to make a difference, fuck a movement. Have all the revolutions and movements you want. Let me know when I stop spending my money and where to spend my money. That's what I want. April,
you are the perfect candidate for this last point, where it's the fatigue, the voter fatigue, the apathy, the alienation. Is like you're tired. And my favorite talk show host who passed away last year, Joe Madison, the Black Eagle, who was on Sirius XM 126, he always asked, when people called up and said things like we're talking about right now, his question to everybody: what are you going to do about it? Mm-hmm. We sit and complain. What are you going to do about it? And like you said, it's going to have to start with the money. Mm-hmm. You're going to have to start spending your money in places and in spaces that appreciate our dollars.
Right. Exactly.
So Target, I keep seeing those commercials.
Oh, they
Like I
try
see
hard.
people.
They try hard
Girl,
as
look,
hell.
I seen this black lady on TikTok. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to my Love Island couple. My Love Island couple just did a brand deal with this company, but they only sell it in Target. So I will never be able to support them because I'm not shopping in Target.
Yeah, me either.
And I want to support them, but I'm not shopping in Target. So I need to research other stores that it could be in. I think somebody said Trader Joe's, but I can't confirm that. So if it's in Trader Joe's, I'll go to Trader Joe's and I'll pick it up. But I've seen these black girls like, oh, here we are. We're going into Target and we're gonna get this to support, Nickel Andrea. And my comment right underneath it, you ain't supposed to go to Target. We're not supposed to be shopping in Target.
Right.
I mean, that was my comment. We're not supposed to be shopping at Target, but we don't want to be inconvenienced and canceling Prime and not ordering an item online today and having it on our doorstep tomorrow is an inconvenience. We're not willing to get in the car and go to the store. Like we don't go grocery shopping. We get the shit delivered.
Yeah,
It's the convenience of it. Stop
Okay.
it. We don't want to wait in line. We want to go to self checkout.
Mm-hmm.
Like I went to the store the other day. The man was like, "Self checkout is open." I said, "I don't work at Harris Teeter." He said, "I'll ring you up." I said, "Thank you," but he rung me up through the. I don't like self checkout because that's a job. It's a job. Somebody that took away a cashier position.
If I can scan and go, I don't care how long the line is, how full the parking lot is. When I go in and I can scan and go, oh honey, my time worth more than that. I'm so sorry. Let me get myself through this line so I can get back to making my money and doing what I gotta do. I mean, certain things like I understand that it takes away from people being there, but somebody gotta maintenance the machine. Somebody gotta watch you and make sure that you scan and everything. I know so many people who talk about the fact that they don't scan an item as former they pay for having to scan their own items. Like, nope, I'll scan everything. Just let me the hell up
No,
out of
I
here.
scan. I ain't gonna lie. I go through the self checkout because it's easy for me to be like, boom,
No,
boom,
it's
boom, boom,
Listen,
boom.
convenient.
I'm not
Yeah,
saying
that's
I'm
a
not
matter
saying
of
that
time.
I'm not saying I've never used it. What I'm
Mm.
saying is that to me it takes away. To me, it just takes away a job.
No,
Now
I
that scan and go
understand
thing, when I go in the Giant with that little thing, now that I will scan everything, but you still got to go up to. I still take that card and I go in line and I give
A
the lady.
register.
Oh, you could have did this in self checkout. I said I know.
Oh, you
Like,
already done did everything. You may as well finalize the self checking. You done self
that.
check,
Yeah, you already done.
self
Yeah.
rung up. You may as well just swipe at that point.
I know,
Okay.
but
Yeah, you may
I
as
don't
well
know.
just
Yeah.
So,
see, but you done made their
but
job
yeah.
easier.
All right.
So yeah. But okay. But
Okay.
I did want to say something quick about the Purple Revolution.
Mm-hmm.
Because when people talk
Okay.
about I love how people use certain words. And I always had this thing, I don't know if it's the chef in me or whatever. Like I always had this thing about chocolate. Um, because okay, that's a tangent. We'll talk about that again. But anyway, the whole revolution word is about the forcible, forcing people to make a change. And that to me is just really symbolic of you wanted this, now you got it, now you want to criticize us and force us to accept that. Like the revolution will be televised and we see it every single
Every
day
day.
about
Every
what's
day.
going on. So yeah, you don't get to force us to have compassion and empathy where you had none. That's not fair. My capacity for empathy and compassion and all of that, that got used up. It's getting used up every day. And you didn't do anything to supply me with any. Even when I look at the news, it's the stuff that you subscribe to and align yourself to and support. No, I think I'm good over here. So no to your revolution. I will stay in my color code. Thank you very much. So that was
All
all.
right.
That's it. That was a great wrap up, Kim.
That was.
Thank you.
That
I mean,
was.
KL.
That
I don't know
was.
why I keep saying
All
it.
right. All right. So we're gonna get into our poll from last week. How much of rhetoric do you believe? And we have 75% of voters say political rhetoric is too extreme.
I wonder where that came from.
Wonder what side, girl. Stop. I was saying the same thing.
Right.
I'm not
Um.
surprised. I mean, they're mad at the discourse, but they created the discourse and the divisiveness.
Mm-hmm.
They created it.
Right. Right.
And still feed it.
Yep. All right. So the poll for next time is: would you support a movement that unites party lines to fight corruption and inequality? So,
That's what the Purple Revolution trying to do, ain't
well,
it?
I mean,
No.
are people willing to
No.
join it or not?
I'm
I don't
not.
think they have good
I do my
intentions.
job at the
I don't
voting
think
booth.
I don't think that's them bringing something positive to the table. I just think that's them coming to the table with their hands out because now the coffers are empty on their side. When it was
Hmm.
empty on our side, we never got the handout. Nobody was trying to be purple. Nobody was trying to do none of that. So now, no. And that's a sentence. Period. Point blank. The end. No. Hard stop.
All right. So that
All
is going to
right.
bring us to our final thought of the day. And
Okay.
our final thought is: revolution is the art of looking for trouble, finding it everywhere, only to discover it being diagnosed incorrectly, leading to applying the wrong remedies. Then there's the MAGA movement.
Facts.
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 All right. All right,
Mm.
y'all.
Mm.
Well, this is Women's Talk Live Overnight with your girl, April J.
I'm your girl, SassyScribe.
And this is KL Boogie.
All right, y'all. We'll see y'all next time.
Women talk live.